buddy of mine made this, and I just put it into the software, so it's the greatest thing in the world. Welcome to the Right Balance Podcast. Thank you guys for making it out here. We just met, 3 days ago?
Yeah, 3 days ago, a rider share.
On Rider Share. You rented my bike, dropped it off, and I was like, you look cool. And you're like, you kind of look cool, but your bike's cool. And
well, you came in hot, and I was like, this guy can ride. He's got a cool bike.
There it is.
Yeah, kicked it off.
And now we're sitting here. And then the story you told me about him was hilarious.
Yes.
You know, about him, you guys were friends, and then you married your sister.
100%.
Yeah, you didn't say it like that, but you know what?
Is it PG, this podcast?
No, you could say dick, pussy, snot, ass, whatever you want.
Fantastic. Then, okay, then you're in the right place.
You're definitely in the right place. Very good.
Let me adjust your mic. Again, the closer you are to the mic, the better.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, let's get to it. You're from South. You rented my bike. You've been traveling. You just came from Sturgis.
Yeah, that's correct.
You're originally from South Africa.
Yep.
How has America been treating you, and how the fuck was Sturgis?
Oh, you know what? Like, it's actually insane. You cannot describe I've taken so much content and pictures of everything I've seen, but you cannot tell people the experience you've done. It's just visually.
There's no words.
No, there isn't.
Let me turn
And it's endless. Like the visuals, the experience. It's just one of the things you just got to do it. You know, I can tell you all day about my experience. It's been freaking amazing.
The roads, the journeys,
the people we met. I mean, we ended up in the small little town called Rand is it Wyoming?
It is in Wyoming.
Yeah, and it's a small little bar on the side of, I think there's got like population of 100 people, and they call it the Yacht Club in Rand. And the guy created this bar called the Yacht Club so that when he travels the world, he can become a private member in these other yacht clubs. But there's no water nearby.
There's no yachts.
No yachts.
There's no yachts.
Yeah. So the experience has been absolutely phenomenal. And I just don't know how to describe, but just you got to do it.
What are your highlights? Well, okay, let's clarify. We got to do what? Which part? The writing? What are we talking about?
You know what? I think for me, obviously for being in this business, going to Sturgis was huge. You know, meeting all the who's who in the industry. They're all there in one location, especially coming so far. It's great for me to have, the guys from SNS, from Drag Specialties, all of those companies all in one location. So my whole idea was like, the writing's going to be cool. I'm really excited, but my main focus was to business, network. But then I got so caught up in the riding, and I just wanted to take my time and just absorb America and just see, like, this is living. You know, you got two wheels on you, you got this amazing scenery, and you actually don't know where you're going to land next. So the whole experience leading up to Sturgis was just phenomenal. And
so let's talk about the trip. You leave South Africa. And then you fly, logistics of it.
So we left Cape Town, and then we flew to Doha, which is about a 9-hour flight.
Yeah, Qatar.
Beautiful and then
airport.
We flew to LA, which was a 16-hour flight.
Yeah.
And
Qatar
then
Airway?
Qatar as well.
Qatar, yeah.
And then we flew to Denver, which is about 2 hours. And then met our buddies there, and we all met up there with our bikes in Denver and left.
How many people?
There were 4 of us.
Nice.
Yeah, so we all grew up together. I got my brother-in-law with me, which is a great experience, and then my 2 good mates that I've known for probably a good 15, 20 years. And yeah, we just...
Whose idea?
So actually, it was a funny story. We've been talking about it. I mean, it's been a goal of mine for the last 14 years, but it's always like next year. And my buddy Reg, who owns a few nightclubs in South Africa, and we ride together. And we kept talking about it, and then I was like, you know what, this is not going to work. There's just too much happening. He goes, but what if I die? Then
yeah.
Then he's like,
pretty extreme.
Yeah, a bit extreme.
What if the world ends?
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Shit, if you die, we're not going to Sturgis together. So fine. I just went right online, booked accommodation just so that I had this solid, now I have to do it. I've spent my money now, I've got a hotel, so that's how it started.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
We booked that accommodation in February.
Yeah.
And it was the only accommodation available.
Yeah, there was actually...
February, 10 miles out of Sturgis.
Yeah, there was nothing available.
So what'd you do, camp out?
No, we found a motel called the Iron Horse Inn. And it ended up becoming such a rad little pit stop where you parked your bikes right in front of the hotel, had a cool bar there. So it just worked out perfectly.
And they had a bus from that inn going into center, the hub of Sturgis.
That's beautiful.
And then from there, buses were going out to like the full throttle, Full throttle
saloon.
Saloon.
Yeah.
buffalo chip. So everything just went out from there.
Nice.
So it was just very well organized.
And you guys obviously rented motorcycles for that. What were you riding?
Yes, I was riding a Heritage Softail.
Nice. Now, is there a certain reason you selected that bike?
I wanted a road glide, but that was the only one available.
Yeah.
We needed bags, and we needed. Am I too far away?
No.
I needed bags on the back and a windshield, and that bike came up. It wasn't my first choice, but it actually turned out to be an incredible bike.
They're pretty good.
It's amazing.
Long rides because
Yeah.
they're mounted to the frame and they're counterbalanced, so you don't get that
Yeah.
much vibration. When you're at stops or
Yeah.
you don't get as numb as much.
It was a 114, so it was brand new.
Oh, even better.
2021.
Even better.
The guy shot himself when I returned it and he saw the mileage. He was like, fuck.
I think he took that endless miles option off.
Yeah.
The unlimited mileage.
Yeah.
He even went and did a check the tread and
Oh my
all sorts
god.
of
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a wild ride. I mean, just riding through all.
What were you riding?
I was riding a road glide, 2013 road glide.
Nice.
And I kitted it out like yours as well. You know, you had Vontenheim pipe, you had a 21-inch Arlen Ness front wheel, rotors, ape hangers, settlement seat. So
Nice.
it was felt like it was
The
my
Legend-
bike.
Legend
Yeah.
suspension.
Oh, Legend suspension, front and rear.
Nice.
So straight away it felt like my bike.
You're right.
So I was like, yes, let's go. Because initially I had the new street bob with ape hangers and no saddlebags because there was nothing
No
available.
stock pipes. Like,
Yeah,
this is boring.
and I was like, but I've committed, so that's going to be my ride. And literally 3 days before I flew out, this popped up, and I cancelled that ride, and I booked this one. I was so stoked.
You're so excited and passionate about this journey that you had. What did you learn? What are some of the things? I mean, there's so many things you learned.
Yeah.
Everything's a fucking experience. You
Yeah.
learned a new country. You learned
Yeah.
traveling's fucking cool and it's a luxury. But what did you learn? What would you tell yourself 5-year-old Alex? Hey,
Yeah.
Alex, bro. Like,
You know what? I think it sounds so crazy, but in these 2 weeks, I've grown so much in my head, like of what I want moving forward in my life, like where I want to take my company, my family. After seeing, in South Africa, we got everything, but our clientele, our market is so small. The one thing I love about America is if you can dream it, it's possible. You got
can build it.
You can build it, yeah. In South Africa, we can do the same. That's what I'm doing my business, but it's just here is like limitless. And it just gave me this idea of like, anything is possible and just keep on. If you want to do it, just go for it. And it just reignited that energy I have and why I started my company. And now just the one thing I've learned, I think, is just chase your dreams, live in the moment. The most craziest thing that popped up is, there's 2 dates on your tombstone and a dash. Make the dash count.
make the dash count.
Yeah. So now I think just living it and living life and enjoying the moment.
I saw one of those posts on TikTok. I think it was Denzel Washington. I can't word it how he did. But
Yeah.
It was something along the lines that he says, imagine you get to your deathbed and you were surrounded by all the things you could have been and you could have done. And now these spirits are looking at you and saying, hey, man, you could have brought us out to the world, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, wow. Another thing, talking about the excitement, that you're right. There's lots of opportunity. You can be whoever you want. You can do whatever you want. But it's always interesting that I find it's always people from other countries that come to America and they're like, wait. They'll give you a loan and they'll assist you and they'll pay the bills and I could start my dream business and I could be an actor. Like people come, outsiders come, immigrants come. And it's a gold mine.
Yeah.
Everything is a fucking gold mine.
Yeah.
And then the Americans that were raised here, you're like, what are you doing, dude? You're working a shitty job. You're not chasing a dream. You have no goals. You have no vision. Why is that? And then my conclusion is it's there's a system in place for the people of America of, hey, you need to work. You need to be a good employee. It's like a brainwash.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I noticed a lot. And then the same thing, the traveling. Everybody that comes here. I remember I was working a little bit with Eagle Riders. Are you?
I'm familiar with Eagle Riders. Yeah.
So there was
The rental agency.
the rental agency, one of the largest ones. I was there, and they were receiving a tour coming from Germany that came from Route 66. It was a 14-day ride, and it was all these German men, like big, giant monsters, whatever.
Yeah.
And as they were rolling in, and they stopped the bikes and turned it off, they were so fucking emotional, and one of them was crying. And I'm like, yo, like, you good? He's like, this is a dream come true to do all roots. I used to have an Elvis Presley poster with his Harley, and, you know, and I did it. And then once again, my point to that is that, you know how many Americans, I was reading statistics a few years ago, 70% of the people that live in East LA right here, have never been to the ocean.
It's crazy.
74% of Americans have never been to the ocean.
Yeah.
You have two coasts. 70% of Americans haven't been. You know how many people haven't even left their hometown?
It blows my mind. Like, so I used to study in Florida. I went to MMI, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute.
Nice.
And so I touched base with all my mates. I said, hey guys, I'm coming back to the States. I'd love to reconnect. And out of my, let's say, the 15 buddies, I'm the only one that's been to Sturgis. And I'm like looking on, I'm like, that's so crazy. I jumped on a plane, I traveled across half the world, and I've done it.
Yeah, you had to fly to two other countries before you got,
Yeah, and they live like 8-hour ride, some of them away, and they've never done it. And I'm just like, it blows my mind. But it makes it that much more special, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the only way I can kind of explain this is, or my assumption is, it's like living next to the beach.
Yeah.
You know, you live next to the beach, you never go to the beach.
Tomorrow.
Because it's there, right? And then one day, 5 years down the road, you move and you're like, I fucking miss the beach. And it's like, honey, we never even went to the beach, you know? So I think it's just one of those things that we think there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, being present is all about. You know, being present is like, forget tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're not guaranteed that.
100%. I think that's as well that ignited the trip. Like I said, when my mate said, what if I die?
Yeah.
And it's very dramatic, but, you know, it's at the end of the day, we always wait for things. You wait, tomorrow, I'll do this. And then you look back and you haven't accomplished what you
You're
wanted.
older, your body's not functioning the same. What did you learn from this whole trip? The things that stuck, again, I know there's so many, but.
Yeah, so many. Just to live in the moment. I mean, just to take in all that scenery, the scenery on the way from through Wyoming and Yellowstone was incredible. And usually when you're riding, you know, you focus on the road, you focused on the cars in front of you. And we were lucky enough to have hardly any traffic at all. Most of the time it was just the four of us. Yeah. And on these touring bikes.
It's kind of scary, no?
It's incredible. Yeah. And then we've all had cruise control. So you can put that on, so you can, you know, and you can really just sit back, ride, and also enjoy the scenery, the view, the camaraderie with us. And it's like a little brotherhood, and it sounds cheesy, but it doesn't sound.
Nobody that listens to this brotherhood
podcast and
nobody.
and it's great. And we spent 7, 8, almost 10 days together.
Yeah, on the
10 days together on the bikes.
4 guys in a hotel room.
In the hotel room, my snoring killed everyone. But other than that, we all got on.
You snore? No.
Not once did we have an issue with each other. It was just the bonding was unbelievable. You know?
This is so random, and she's gonna get mad at me right now. But I didn't say it. I'm just paraphrasing. You guys heard of this Andrew Tate guy?
I have not. No.
No. So there's this Andrew Tate guy that's been blowing up as a male coach, advisor, and stuff like that. And he says such ridiculous things that are so funny and true, but more funny. But like. He's like, do you know a man's time? Do you know how much time of a man's been wasted arguing with a woman? You know how much time that's taken away from a man's life in life,
Yeah.
And the reason I bring it up is because a few days ago I was having a dinner with my brother-in-law, and we were with our, with our wives. And my brother-in-law says, look, I love traveling, honey, to his wife. He goes, I love traveling, but with my friends. And she's like, He goes, there's no worrying. We can sleep in the one hotel room. We could sleep on the floor. We could sleep on the dirt. There's just no problems.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. Yes, we could do the nice things, but I don't have to worry about people's, carrying makeup or heels or this or that or the other.
Yeah.
And it's just a different experience when guys, travel or whatever. Any group travels.
Yeah. And it's important to do both. And like
you got to do both.
Yeah. And it was just easy. Got good 4 good mates just hanging out, living life together.
And whatever life throws at you, you're going to deal with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think also detaching yourself from your normal life, like there's actually no worries. Like, you've set everything up. This is your time to just focus on yourself, reflect on your year, what's happened in life, what you want to achieve in life. So I think it's like, because you're not on the time on the bike, so you got so much time to just think.
Yeah,
and
in your own head.
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
because the music will be good for an hour.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
didn't
that's
have
enough
music.
music. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but still,
Yeah. And I mean, you just reflect and you know, I mean, there's certain things in life that that have challenged you or that you want to challenge. And I figured so much out on this trip that money can't buy this. Like it's experience that
And you could do this forever, and it'd be a different experience
100%.
each and every time.
Yeah.
It's like motorcycles. We can all buy the same street glide.
Yeah.
And a year later, yours is gonna be different, and yours is gonna be different. Mine's gonna be different.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you guys on this journey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your business. How did you start your business, and what are you into? How do you introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name's Alex, obviously. So I started off so I've always grown up on motorcycles. I've loved anything with an engine. Grew up on a farm, fixing my own bikes, and an opportunity arose that.
But how did you get into that? Your dad or
No, so actually my stepdad. So my older brothers at the time, they all had dirt bikes, and I got handed this KX65 when I was, I think, six years old, and the passion just bit. Like I'd always tinker it. I could never fix anything. I always broke it, but I always wanted to learn how, and I just eventually taught myself how to work on the bikes, and on the farm you had to fix everything yourself.
right?
So that's when the passion bit. And then a couple of years later, when I got older, one of my buddies told me about this college in America that you can actually become a professional technician for Harley Davidson.
Like, that sounds fucking amazing,
Right? I mean, I get to ride a Harleys. I get to fix them.
It's amazing hearing it here.
Yeah.
But like being from Cape Town, like what?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And at that time, Harleys, I mean, I knew one person that owned a Harley. That's how it was. I mean, if you had a Harley, you were a very successful person, a doctor, a lawyer at the time, and you never saw them in people's garages. So where I heard that you can do this, I was like, no way. So anyway, I sent on my details. I got accepted. And at 18, I jumped on a plane, moved to Florida, and that's where I studied for Harley Davidson, Honda as well. And then because of the way South Africa is, I wasn't sure how the motorcycle industry was. So I took diesel mechanics as well, just as a backup. And hanging out there, one of my buddies who I actually did the trip with knew Russell Mitchell from Exile Cycles.
Nice.
And I ended up getting an internship there for a year. And that's what actually opened my mind to custom bikes. And I always thought everything was manufactured by machines. And that's where I learned that, literally you can dream it, you can fabricate out of your hands. You just need to teach yourself the skills.
Yeah.
And that's when I started teaching myself how to metal shape, operate the lathes, the welding. And then I moved back to South Africa 10 years ago, and I started Stoos Customs. And it's just evolved now from a single car garage to a 500 meter square workshop where
Holy shit.
we've got 6 employees, a full CNC machine. We specialize in Harley Davidsons, servicing and customizing. But now we've just finished an Indian. I've just built a bike for a guy in the States with the R9T as the base. So yeah, it's grown into.
Triumph as
That's
well.
that's the one on the website, right?
No, that's the R18, and there's another R90, but I'm doing another one
Nice.
that we're launching.
Beautiful.
So when I get back, I'll finish it off, and we'll probably launch in the next 3 weeks.
So who's running the shop now?
I've got an awesome team, luckily. So I've got my head technician, Chris, who's running
Shout
the
out
shop.
to Chris.
Yeah.
Chris.
And then Magdalene, who is my personal assistant.
Another shout out
Yeah.
to the whole crowd. Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate. I've got an amazing team that's actually like running my shop, so I can do this and enjoy the experience as well as get more business.
And it's well deserved. And it's well deserved. What did you see on the road that you're going to apply to the shop or warehouse, or what did you see at Sturgis? Because I'm sure fucking ideas just popped in all over the place. Like, fuck. Wow.
I need to sit down and just write, because right now it's like a glass that's just with a tap open and it's just overflowing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But it's like the growth. I think my next thing is expansion. Like, how do I tap into, get the world to know about Stoos Customs?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very proud of what I've achieved, but it's nowhere where I want Stoos Customs to be. And just want to create, like, I want everyone to have a part of what we stand for. And because I love motorcycles so much, I take so much passion in everything we fabricate. Like, every time I build a bike for a client, I say, it's not just a bike. I said, you got money, you can go buy anything you want.
Right.
But it's a experience. It's a bond that I form with every.
Camaraderie, not camaraderie. Fuck, I just blanked on the word. When you group some in, like god
Is it-
damn it.
Yeah, camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
Camaraderie. There you go.
Yeah,
And
I think I'm adding like a letter there, but yeah.
I'm good at that. And it's like a part of myself because like every bike, you cut yourself, you need stitches, you're bleeding. So
It's a lifestyle.
it is. And I saw them because sometimes they're like, oh, that's a bit crazy to spend that money on a motorcycle. I said, you're not just buying a motorcycle. I said, if you just want that, you can go to a shop and buy one with a dealer.
Yeah.
Every time I create a bike, you're buying a piece of me because I've blood, like there's blood that's gone into it literally.
There's DNA, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the where I wanted. Okay, so like I was like kind of feeling like I got to a plateau, and now going to Sturgis, it's just like now I'm like, okay, let's regroup. What are we going to do? Let's restructure. What's the next step for Stoos Customs internationally? Because the market is only so big in South Africa, and I want my company to be bigger than just Africa. So I think the next step is to kind of take it. Expand, yeah.
Franchise, expand.
That's my next idea is, to get to be more involved in America. So look at maybe opening like a small little branch here that I move out here, and because you guys have shows all the time, what's happening?
Well, I was going to ask, do you guys have shows over there? And if not, would that help you, brand your name?
Yeah.
Do a show here, do a show in Europe, do a show in South Africa?
That's pretty much what I'm thinking is like do a world tour in a sense, because a lot of my bikes I actually export to Europe. So most of my clients are from either France, UK. I've got a lot of bikes, Germany. I'm sending one out to Portugal, one to Mauritius. So the majority of my bikes are exported because if you convert it like a fully the rand to the dollars, it's quite scary. It's 17 rand gets you $1. So the exchange rate, it's quite difficult. So once you start customizing your bike, it
doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. You spend 3 times the price on your bike that you purchased for.
Yeah.
So
and also the problem back home is that we have a very small niche of like-minded people.
Yeah.
And it's very small. So if doing what Alex does, I mean, I've got a niche clientele with the bakery, and his clientele are even smaller than that. Yeah. And, you break it down to almost like 1,000 people, if you're lucky.
Yeah, so you've got like...
Where here you got millions of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a melting pot of
difficult.
people of the world. Of I don't know why. You said bakery, and as soon as you said bakery, I'm thinking, is there a subscription service for bakery? Like, could you do that for a business where a business says, hey, here's $200 a month, and bring us, a subscription.
And you get a delivery of bread.
You get a delivery.
That's great.
And you get, because subscriptions, it's all about subscriptions now.
Yeah.
Eagle Riders, as a matter of fact, they were on the podcast. I spoke to Chris McIntyre, and it was interesting because I interviewed him in the middle of the pandemic, and he's like, fuck, man, nobody's traveling. Like, we're fucked, and I was out of town and blah, blah, blah. I get back to the shop. I'm looking at our account. We have money. And I'm like, where the fuck is this money coming from? Like, this doesn't even make sense. And it was a subscription service they had started in 2015, and it was just people putting into a subscription, and that got them through a very difficult time. Because just in LA, I think they have a warehouse that has over 5,000 bikes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I went on,
they're bigger than that, but there's just one warehouse with 5,000 bikes stacked. They're like stacked on, they have forklifts, it's like 3 rows.
And they were just sitting there for months.
They were just sitting there.
Sure.
And then you run into the problem where, they're only rented X amount of times in the year. Yeah. And then you have a pandemic and they're not even doing that. But anyways, a subscription is continuous business. You're wasting less food because you kind of know what to make on top of those orders. I don't know. That's just, like I said, it just popped up. So.
We were looking at sort of things like that getting through the pandemic. But we managed to do home deliveries and all that sort of things, survival packs.
That's awesome.
Because it was like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
literally.
How I gotta ask, how was the pandemic with you guys out there?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, we shut down like proper. It felt like a apocalypse. I mean, for the government said for what was it, a month that you can't go anywhere
for 3 weeks, and then it ended up being almost 2 months.
And then some companies 2 years. I mean, if you were in like his business,
LA was closed.
Really?
There was no traffic. It was ghost town. I was still driving around, but there was nothing. And then I was like, I'm going to get fucking pulled over. I'm going to go to jail or some shit.
That's what it was like back home.
Yeah.
You could only go out if you needed to do shopping. Essential shopping.
Yeah.
We managed to get an essential license and bake for charity. So we were baking about 100 loaves a day for the homeless. They gathered all the guys off the street and put them into these encampments.
Yeah.
And then, but a lot of them broke out. But we fed them, we gave them loaves of bread, and they turned them into sandwiches and soups. And so there's a lot of restaurants that couldn't operate who did that.
Yeah.
So they got their team together, and then they would go and do soup kitchens and do everything for charity, looking after the homeless. So we managed to do that, and then also do our survival packs. And with the certificate, all our staff had to have the certificates on them at all times. If they got pulled over by the cops, they had to show them, and it was a whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
But we managed. That's how we managed to survive as well. So they were literally survival packs for us as well as for the customers.
How
and
fucking
we got a little
scary.
tuk-tuk, which is like a little, tuk-tuk, a three-wheeler, little three-wheeler. They have them in Bali or in Thailand, those little taxis.
Yeah.
It's got a Vespa.
Yeah, it's got it's got a regular steering wheel, but it's got like a little hood over it and three wheels.
You need a motorcycle license for it.
Yeah.
So
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, well, back home you do. So we just delivered breads and stuff with that little thing.
That doesn't hold much.
I managed. It's got quite a big. No, it does. It's
Yeah,
got
and
like
in the back, you can fit like two people in the back, right? Because it's
so
like the one
this one's converted into like a little delivery van, little truck. It's got a 500cc diesel engine and a gearbox bigger than the engine.
Yeah, I was in Mumbai.
And you can wheelie it.
I saw all those things.
Yeah.
And then in Mumbai, you would see 5 people on a scooter.
Yes. With chickens and...
With chickens.
They take riding to the next level, eh?
That's it's crazy because in America, everybody hears like the people that don't ride, and everybody has a story like, hey, like people die, it's dangerous.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. And my grandfather would say it. The only requirement to die is to be alive. Because like anything could fucking happen.
Yeah, true.
But my point is how big riding is in the world.
Yeah.
Because in America, people are still paranoid. But like if you go to South America, it's all scooters and bikes and dirt bikes. You go to India, same thing. Parts in China, like everywhere. It's a big deal. It's a way of transportation. It's not,
100%.
Yeah, and
South Africa's actually blown up, especially with the delivery servicing. So now we got Uber Eats at home.
And that's run with motorcycles?
Yeah, so it's delivering with all your food. So whatever you order, your groceries or anything is done by motorcycles or little scooters.
Yeah.
So a lot of the foreigners, that's what they do to like get their foot in the door to earn money to support the family.
Yeah.
So I always laugh. I say, because they always come drop off our dinner on a Sunday or something when we order in. And no matter what the weather is, they're riding. So I'm like, those scooter guys are true bikers because they will get on and they will ride through a damn hailstorm to get your food to you.
Yeah.
So it is big in South Africa now. It's blowing up. And it's like a little community they started. So you'll see them when they're waiting for their order. There's like 10, 15 of them sitting under the tree, just like shooting the shit, talking and hanging out.
Yeah,
so
gambling. Yeah. Gambling their money made, playing dice and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's created a whole nother subculture of biking. And it's actually quite amazing to see and how it's grown.
Yeah, but that's a valid point. Those people that ride in like crazy conditions, like those are true bikers. Like, in California, we only get like 11 months of riding.
Yeah,
is
that it?
11 and a half. But it rains twice. In the year. But those people that do those crazy conditions, it's insane. Like the snow, mud, hail, whatever the case, floods. They're riding.
Yeah.
Like the craziest place that I like to ride in LA. It's just an experience. It's San Francisco, because there's just so many hills that you'll get to a red light and you're just kind of like, hanging back.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, this is, and you're holding the back brake with your foot instead of this. You can give it gas, and it's a fun experience. And the bike sounds amazing through the city.
I'm sure. Yeah, just bouncing off all the walls. Yeah,
just sounds beautiful. So that's always been a fun place to ride. But man, our weather's perfect.
Yeah, we'll actually.
This is hot. We're complaining right now.
This is nice. I mean, we've in winter at the moment. So
back home it's cold and raining.
How is South Africa's weather and out there in Cape Town? Like, is it you get 4 seasons?
We can have 4 seasons in a day.
Yeah,
it's quite crazy. Like Cape Town's, it's actually really awesome. We're very fortunate. I mean, you can be at the beach hanging out, and then in 40 minutes you can be at the wine farm drinking wine, or if you want to take an hour ride, you can be in the desert. So it's like it's so quick to be in so many different seasons, if you wish, in a day. It's awesome city to check out.
What's the population?
I wouldn't.
Shit.
I have no idea.
No,
my geography skills and all that stuff.
I wish
terrible.
I had Jamie. Jamie, search that.
Sorry,
Even a couple of million.
Hey Siri, what's the population in South Africa?
population of South Africa was 60,142,978.
It's a lot of people.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's definitely over 1 million in Cape Town.
Well, more of them need to buy Harleys.
Yeah.
It was
The
disgusting.
thing is, yeah, but there's only about 1,000 that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
So,
5,000.
and then out of the 5,000 actually ride Harleys.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's the most popular bikes you see out there? Do you see like a lot of the
The
adventures?
GS, the GS 1200s.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If I had to just have one bike and you'd have to.
Yeah.
Our terrain, our roads, like in Cape Town, the roads are good. But as soon as you get out of Cape Town, I mean, it can get nasty, potholes in the road. And, suddenly it will show that's a tar road and it'll be gravel. So if I had one motorcycle, I probably would also have a GS or maybe like the KTM.
Yeah.
Probably would be
Duke
my
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the 1290?
The 1290.
The 1290 off-road, man.
Yeah, or like the multi-strada
The
or
thing,
something like
yeah,
that.
something a little bit more like, but yeah, I think the go-to bike are the
Which one's
GSs.
the bigger one of the Ducati? The multi-strada or the hypermotard?
Hypermotard is the one that wants to kill you.
Yeah,
And the multi-strada is the more enduro.
yeah,
Enduro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about that. You see, because LA's great, but we have shitty fucking roads, man.
Yeah.
Like when I go to Dubai or Qatar and I'm like, wow, everything's so new and
Yeah.
nice. And when I'm flying back to LA, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Our buildings are old, our streets are old. I love it here,
Yeah.
but our shit's old.
Yeah.
And what I've concluded it to is in a car, like if you get a mid-size SUV,
Yep.
like an X5 or something like that, that's like the awesome car to drive in LA because
Yeah.
it takes the bumps well,
Yes.
uphill, downhill, all around. And same thing, the GS for LA is just, you can ride on sidewalks, you could go up the Hollywood Hills,
Yeah.
you could just whatever you want.
It's got a handbrake as well, so you don't
Yeah.
have to hang.
Exactly, yeah. So you have
but
to
the highways riding,
yeah,
yeah,
it's got the hold.
yeah, you double press and then
Yeah,
squeeze.
Double tap.
Oh, you squeeze it.
You just squeeze it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot actually. Your highways, they're like patched and patched again.
They're patched and patched again.
Yeah, had the missus behind me and she's just like rattling away on the back seat.
Yeah, so the 405, right?
Yeah.
There's a section of the 405. But even when I'm riding, it's like 3 exits before Venice. It's like, and it's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then there's another one on the 5. Yeah, no, our roads are crazy.
Is it the Santa Barbara highway?
Yeah. It's kind of like right before the Santa Barbara highway.
Yeah, and the one section I had my missus hanging on there, and shame she was not stoked.
Yeah.
You can
Sorry, and I had the stock seat, but yeah,
That's all right.
My
It's all
bad. My apologies.
She's still recovering.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah, because that seat is mean. Yeah. Next time I will have more seat options and hopefully more bikes. Too.
Yeah.
Bikes. I tried to get a bike. It was impossible.
What happened? Did the guy show up on time?
no, he didn't even get a bike.
I messaged, I counted it, 8 people.
8 people.
8 people.
You should have just picked up the
And-
live wire.
I didn't know that you had one. And I couldn't get. The guys were not willing to deliver or didn't
respond.
respond.
Yeah.
Took 3 days for a response. Eventually, this one girl did say, okay, cool, I can deliver. Not a problem, I can deliver and collect. When will it suit you? And that was at 7:30 at night. We were out for dinner. 7:30 at night, she responded. I didn't see, because the rider share should have an app.
Right.
The fact that you got to rely on
I know.
checking your email.
Yeah,
It's
I've
ridiculous.
had them on the podcast too. They were supposed
And
to get
is
that
it
out.
is it like, I don't know, maybe they need funding or whatever it is to do an app, but an app would be amazing because then you get the notification and it's instant.
Instant, yeah.
Yeah.
Having to check your emails all the time. So I didn't check my emails at dinner and I only responded to it at
But
11.
did you register your phone number?
So we got American numbers.
Yeah, because if
There's
you
a
register your
registry
phone
number.
number, that's the only way that I'm up to date.
Oh, then it comes through as a SMS or
It sends me a text message. It'll just say Alex sent me a
Yeah.
request. Alex is asking a
I never saw
question.
that option. Okay,
Yeah.
that would be a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what makes it bearable.
So the problem that lives you.
Well, now we're running with different numbers.
It's
So
called
we've
user
got-
error.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
now we're running with US numbers, and
Yeah.
when we rented our previous bikes in Denver, we were running with the SA numbers.
Got it.
But okay, yeah, so that is a user error. But
But they still need an app.
Yeah, they
yeah.
still need
Still
an
need
app.
an
It
app,
would be a lot
100%.
easier. And having to log on each time and
Yeah, it's a headache.
But so then I responded to her and said 10 o'clock would be amazing tomorrow if you could. Haven't heard.
Nothing.
10 o'clock
another
wasn't
dude-
amazing for her.
Yeah, and another dude, literally 8 people.
My thoughts on that is this. I've been doing this for now, I want to say like 2 months. And like I was telling Alex, the reason I started doing this is because, I have 3 motorcycles, and the last bike I just added to my collection was a live wire, but I wasn't really riding it. No saddlebags. There is range anxiety that it's a true thing is what they're calling it. And it's like, you're like, fuck, if I run out of charge, where and how long, and now you got to get this logistics of how you're going to plan out your rides. And I was kind of overblowing it a little bit more than what it actually is. It holds up really good. But I started doing this for 2 months. And at first I was like, holy fuck, like this is like a little bit of a business. This is pretty fucking good, and especially with the Harley, because it was renting on Eagle Rider Share. So they have Eagle Rider.
Okay.
And they have Eagle Rider Share.
I didn't know about that one.
Which is like Rider Share.
Yeah.
So the Eagle Rider bikes are stock as fuck.
Yeah.
But Eagle Rider Share is, bikes. So they have better rates because they get more international people. And I was like, this is a fucking badass business.
Yeah.
And then my BMW started booking, just boom, boom, boom. My GS, I have a GSA 2020.
Okay, fantastic.
Started, like all of September it's booked.
Amazing.
Right now it's been booked for 8 days. It started getting booked. And I'm thinking, fuck, the live wire is going to do good, right?
Yeah.
Live wire's been rented twice. It's so weird. I would have thought that would have been like a big renter, but it's the BMW and the Harley. And my point is that I'm used to the bags, I'm used to the fairing, I'm used to the windshield, I'm used to all this stuff, and this is why I never gave the live wire that much of an opportunity.
Yes.
And now I'm like, this is fun. Like I rode from Studio City to the bike shed, how was the bike shed?
Oh, it was awesome.
You guys went to Bach?
Yeah, so we met a good bunch of people.
Yeah, you guys met Big Rob.
Yeah,
on the
met
Victory.
him.
He lost
Yeah,
his
he's
shit,
a laugh.
man. Yeah, the last 48 hours was a mess. Sorry.
No stress. No, it was really cool. And also, the one thing is I have not actually been riding.
What do you mean?
Like, we were supposed to get a bike organized.
It's not bad.
And, then there's just logistics. And so I've only done, I think, 200 miles on your bike. And
So if he wasn't here and it was just you and her, you guys would be riding everywhere.
yeah, pretty much.
So the women are not the problem.
No, not at all.
It's the friends. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Third wheel.
I've been mooching on my own.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, things come up. Also meeting up with old mates. And then, it's also foreign.
Podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many Negronis the night before.
Yeah,
That too.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, we took a
Do you
ride.
guys want anything to drink?
Have you
I have Pacificos.
it'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
awesome.
Pacificos, waters, and some energy drinks.
I have a Pacifico.
Okay,
Yes,
Pacifico?
please.
But go ahead.
So yeah, we took a ride up, met at Bach. It was cool to see the shop. I've only known them in France. I actually didn't know they had a setup in LA.
Harley Davidson.
Yes, there we go. Good bottle opener. So it was cool, like just hanging out with people like-minded. Everyone was super friendly. And then we took a ride up to the hills. I'm not sure which one because you guys got thousands.
Was it Santa Monica Hills or
I just followed. I was just, again...
PC off PCH?
No, if you kept going down, if you went through to... where was the shops in Burbank? So it was within Burbank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went to the top there to some lookout point.
By the houses, right?
Yeah, and it's quite funny. There's it's obviously quite a
Towards the golf course side or the house size?
more to the house,
Okay,
and
got
it's
it.
like very upscaled area. Nice houses
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the people dressed to the nines with walking their little handbag dogs.
Yeah.
And you could just see this old man's like, what is happening? All these bikers, because we pulled into this parking lot that they closed off. So obviously they didn't
Right.
want people pulling in with their cars because they put these big boulders.
It was like Rolls Royce only or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And this guy just had his dog, and he was just looked completely like, get out of my neighborhood. But it was brilliant. So yeah, I rolled in there, hanged out, took a few pictures, and then headed down to the bike shed, which is awesome because I've been to the one in London.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see the one here.
Yeah, that they went through hell because they were building it during the pandemic.
Oh, jeez, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so the last 3 years it's just money, and they just opened it up 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how long ago did they actually start with it?
Over 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's a
Over
they
3
can kill a
and it's
project,
big
eh?
fucking investment. Like,
Yeah.
they put money. Did you guys check out the members lounge?
No, we didn't check the members
Oh.
lounge out.
I feel so guilty I didn't make that.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be back LA again soon.
Oh man, looking forward to it.
Yeah, like I didn't do as much riding as I wanted, and I kind of beat myself up about it. But it's just crazy how the world works. Like I rented the bike. Now I'm here on the podcast, and everything happens for a
And
reason.
now your story's documented forever and ever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's there's so many memories to be made, but yeah, it just forces me to come back, and because I really want to do the whole PCH to San Francisco, and
It's the most beautiful ride you'll ever see in your life.
oh God, wait.
It's the most beautiful ride. Most people, when they go to San Francisco, they take the 5. Boring. It's like 5 hours.
That inland.
Yeah, the inland.
Yes.
It's just
Straight.
boring. Yeah.
I did that last time in a car.
Yeah, when you go PCH, it's 9 hours.
Okay.
Okay, it's a lot longer. So you got to start really early. It's better to start like at 5 a.m. But it is just unlimited amounts of beauty, and you're like, this is not even America. Like what is this?
I think I was a bit ambitious because I thought we would be able to hang out in LA for a few days, right to San Francisco in, I think, was it 2.5 days and back,
Yeah.
and hang out. So
If you do it that way, no, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Your best bet is to like come to LA, eat a burger, ride out to like Big Sur
Yeah.
or Monterey County maybe, and then once in Monterey or Carmel, beautiful
Yeah.
area. Then from there, stay there, go to San Francisco, fucking get, I don't know, the seafood out there is fucking amazing. The
Yeah.
Italian food out there is amazing. Get some food and then come right back.
okay. And how far is it to Caramel? Like
Carmel is going to be, it'll probably be like 5 hours.
Okay.
It'll probably be five, because from Carmel to San Francisco, it's about, it's I don't know, I want to say, from Santa Cruz, it's 90, and then 90 miles, so 90 minutes. And then from Santa Cruz to Monterey, it's about
Yeah.
40.
Okay.
It's about like 2.5. So Carmel's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
But if you plan it out, there's just so much stuff to see. There's the I forgot the name of it, but it's a pink hotel.
Yeah.
Old school, a lot of history. There's the Hearst Castle, which is beautiful. Big Sur, which is beautiful. Carmel, Monterey,
Yeah.
Santa Cruz, Capitola, Aptos. It's like
That's the thing, is there's just like there's never enough time.
Yeah.
There's just like endless amount of places to check out.
Yeah, even in LA, I've been here my whole life,
Yeah.
and there's just always like a new spot, a new place, and a new this.
Yeah.
What's fun? All of PCH, Malibu Canyons,
Yeah.
the Rock Store, the Rock Inn. Have you been to any of the spots?
I've been to the Rock
Rock Store.
Rock Store. Yep,
Yeah,
been
Malibu.
there when I lived out here. So I did quite a bit when I used to live out here riding wise. I guess that was just so long ago, so I want to like relive the memories and look at it with a different set of eyes.
Yeah.
I think we also underestimated how much that trip that we did took
Yeah.
out of us. I mean, we were doing between 200 and 380 miles a day.
A day, yeah.
Yeah,
Getting into the motel, staying one night, getting up at like between 5:30 and 6, hitting the road again, hitting it hard, hours, like 5-6 hours a day, all the way through to Sturgis. And then
Yeah.
Sturgis was 3 days
Yeah.
relaxing.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah, relaxing
no
in Sturgis.
riding.
No alcohol,
No, yeah.
spas,
Yeah.
and then
Pedicure,
straight
manicure. Yeah.
and
Reading
then,
the Bible.
Yeah.
exactly.
Definitely no strippers.
What? What the hell? In Sturgis? This time of year? No.
Well, none in the room.
Let me see. I think one of these.
And then we left a day early to head back, and then again hit it hard.
Yeah.
We did 350 miles each day,
Yeah.
and then got to Boulders, got to Denver,
And then 10 days.
Denver straight to the airport,
Yeah.
straight here, and I think
Yeah, when we got here, we
Okay.
realized like 10 days
Cool.
of solid, like so flying, because when we landed in here, landed at like I think 12 at night, went straight to the club with our mates. So we've just been on it from day one
That's
for 10 days. I mean, it's been incredible. But your body
Fucking wild.
eventually gets to a point where it's just like, okay, I need to just stop for a little bit.
Yeah. Take a break.
Yeah.
What complications did you guys run into? Any?
Okay, so that's actually brilliant. So when my sister says you must watch out for him. He's a nervous traveler. I'm like, oh, what is it? He's a grown ass man. What does he need to be nervous about?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, for some reason.
Nervous traveler.
Yeah.
Never heard that. Yeah.
Exactly, nor have I. So she says, just watch out for him. So I was like, okay, whatever. And so he says, for some reason they always pick me out of lineup. I was like, what do you mean they pick you out of lineup? So cool. So we fly
Like a
in.
police
a
line?
lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yo.
Not a police lineup.
Okay, not police
Like-
lineup, but
I get picked on.
Well, stop beating people up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
stop making crimes.
I always get picked on
Yeah.
by customs, by I don't know what it is, but Continue with
Yeah,
the
so
story.
we
it's not a police lineup. No.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather be calling a police line than the airport. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
that can
the
go so many
TSA,
ways.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's no jokes. So we there now. Everything landed and everything went smoothly. Flight was all right.
Yeah.
Now we're standing at
So
Doha.
it's still connecting to fly to
Right,
to
to
LA.
you.
Yeah.
LA.
So we're halfway there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Everything's cool. Now we're standing there as we're going to check in to board the plane. This guy, all nicely kitted out, super friendly in a suit. He's like, hey, are you Jason? Like, very nice. He's like, yeah, I am. So we're thinking, like, shit, is this like going to bump us up first class or
Do I
something?
recognize him?
Yeah.
Do I know him from somewhere?
Like, did we win something?
Super
Like,
friendly.
super friendly. And then just suddenly pulls him aside. And then you take on because, I mean,
grills me. Yeah, so he's like, walks up to me, he's like, hey, you Jason? I said, sorry? He said, you Jason? Like, yeah. It was like so like weird. And he's got a mask on.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Wait. Oh, wait. And then what happens?
Yes, exactly. Twilight Zone.
Continue.
And then he pulls me aside.
And then he pulls him aside.
Out of the queue. And he's got a phone and he's looking at, I've got my picture or something on there. And then he's like grilling me. He's like, what are your intentions in South Dakota? Now we booked to fly to LA, Denver.
there's no mention of South Dakota.
Where's the connection to South Dakota? So I don't know if they're following on social media or, because we posted we're going to Sturgis and
That's a lot of social media to follow.
So I don't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, well, we're going to be riding bikes. We're flying to LA and then we're flying to Denver and then we're riding bikes through Wyoming to Sturgis. He says, what's Sturgis? I said, it's like a bike rally. Do you have a bike gang? No. Are you affiliated with anyone from Hells Angels? No. Do you know anyone from Hells Angels? No.
There's a lot.
Do you so you don't even ride with the hogs? Like, no. Sorry, he says, what bike do you own? So I said, I've got a Harley. Oh, so you don't even ride with the hogs? No, I'm a bit of a lone wolf.
The Harley owner group hogs?
Yes. like, what is So I'm like, he just like keeps on nailing me. And he's like, and then he says, oh, I see you were a crew member. So I worked on the QB2 for a year in Pastry Kitchen.
Where the fuck did he see this?
He says, because you got a C1 whatever visa.
Yeah.
For American port. Like, yeah. He still asked me all these randoms. And then he's like, cool, okay, enjoy your trip. Then he walks me back to the queue and says to the lady, he's good to go. And she's got this clipboard of names. And she scratches my name off.
Wow.
So he obviously
So
passed.
it wasn't random. It was like,
It was on a list.
Yeah.
this is the thing. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? What do
So what really happened is Alex put a piece of paper on your back that says, pick on me.
Yeah.
This is the high school I went
always
to.
Yeah.
So always
was a crew
something
member.
always goes wrong. I don't know what it is.
And now in my head, I'm like, I see him because now they pull him to the side. I'm like, so if now you go, worst case scenario, like,
Of course.
do I just still?
I gotta leave him.
Yeah,
I gotta leave
exactly.
him. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I've paid all this
Yeah.
money. Like, he'll
Maybe
be all
I'll help
right.
him with
He'll
this
be
fucking
okay.
ticket, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll like, whatever the
they'll
case
just send
is.
me home from Goa.
That you
Yeah.
have to pay for.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. But you know what that is, right? That's the law of attraction. That's that same fucking concept of
Yeah.
law of attraction. If you're like, fuck, man, today's going to be a shitty day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shitty day. It's going to be a shitty day. Get rid of shitty. Guess what? It's going to be a shitty
shitty
day.
day.
You
Yeah.
know, they're going to pick on me. They're going to pick on me. They're going to pick on you.
But when I got to LA, it was all good.
Yeah. See, I went, like, this is such a insignificant, story, but my favorite knife in the whole world that I had for almost 15 years, somehow I had it in my backpack and I went into LAX and I went through security and I was on the plane and I was like, do, and I opened up my bag and I'm like, oh, fuck, the fucking knife is here. Like, how the fuck did how did this happen? Like, okay,
Instant panic.
okay. Instant panic, whatever. I'm on the plane, done.
They didn't pick it up at all.
Nothing. Like fucking nothing. In the meantime, they're like beating up somebody else for having like a plastic knife. Here I have an actual knife, right? I'm in Mexico now. Now I have to come back. And now I'm like, oh man, maybe I should ship my knife because, like they're going to fucking see it. And then my friend's like, oh, they're Mexicans, they don't fucking know. Like, they don't care, They find my knife and fucking take it. And that was the last time I saw my knife.
Damn.
So like, but my point was I wasn't thinking about any because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I went
When
there,
you're thinking
and then
about
on the
it.
way back, I'm like, they're gonna take my knife. They're gonna take my knife. They're gonna take my knife. And of course, you make the phone call. I told you they're gonna take my knife. So, but that shit is real. That's even this microphone. Somebody visualized this microphone before it was even fucking created, and then executed and figured out how it was going to work and when it was going to work. Like it's amazing. The mind is amazing.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about this a lot too, and it fucks with you. It fucks with you. Your mind's like, don't travel. Flying's not fun. Get some rest. Stop writing. Just relax. You don't have tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the mind. Tomorrow. And then the mind's the same thing that at the end of the day says, you bitch. You didn't do it. You stayed home. You're fucking, what the fuck's wrong with you? So it's hard to be human.
Yeah.
My conclusion. A functional human in society following all these laws and rules and making everybody happy. And
acceptably functional.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's another thing I learned, that in America they don't like gangs. Clubs.
But you know what's funny? Do you know who the biggest gang and mafia is in the world? The U.S. government. You owe them money, they'll take your freedom.
Yeah.
You owe them money, they'll take your house, your car. They're the biggest mob in the whole wide world. The U.S. government.
It's crazy.
And nobody can fuck with them.
No.
Nobody can fuck with them. Play by their fucking rules and their rules only.
The big dick of the law.
That's right. The big swinging dick,
Is it big now?
It's fucking a lot of countries, my friend. The U.S. cock is well known around the world, and people are begging for that cock. They're like, bring it over here, just on my head, just like fucking whatever you want.
Mushroom stamps.
So, but we covered a lot. We're almost at an hour. Is there anything you guys want to add, or for sure I want to get your websites and your Instagrams and where everybody finds you.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you real quick on the side note. Have you been to Porto's Bakery? Porto's Bakery?
No, I did go to Clark Street Bakery.
Okay, I haven't been there.
That's pretty good.
Is it? But Porto's is amazing.
Is it?
I'll send you the history. It's a Cuban bakery. It's a Cuban bakery.
Okay, amazing.
With some French influence, which is Cuban bakery, but it came from French.
Whereabouts is it?
There's one in Burbank. There's one in Glendale. There's one in Downey. There's a few of them.
Okay.
And then I just saw a buddy of mine. He's going to be on the podcast soon. He does all the history of LA.
Oh, amazing.
He just did a review on Porto's and the family and the story, but the place is fucking always packed.
Sure.
Always packed.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The only advantage is they open up early.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, social media, websites.
So stooscustoms.com is our website, and then our handle is stooscustoms on Instagram.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And the bakeries?
JasonBakery.com.
JasonBakery.com.
And Jason Bakery CT.
And what kind of
Instagram.
And what kind of style or
So it's artisan style, no bullshit. Sourdough breads takes us 3 days to make the breads. And then
Fucking love sourdough.
Laminated pastries.
You got to talk about your yeast.
Old Henry. So our sourdough starter he's 16 years old now. His name is Henry. And then his sister is Jessica, who I named after a stripper because the first bakery opened was right next to a strip club.
Very
and
nice.
we used to start work at 3 a.m. in the morning and they were just finishing up. So they would come and talk shit with us and while we were making the breads. And Jessica was a hottie. And so that's how
that makes so much
Jessica
sense.
got her name. And that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's all clean product. It's we honor the product, try and use as much organic product as possible, and no bullshit, no additives, no enzymes, no crap.
Right.
Keep it clean, but we are peddling gluten, sugar, and fat. Butter. So we're like the Coke dealers of the bakery. The cake dealers.
The cake dealers.
Yeah, because everyone's gluten.
Did you bring any flour with you on this trip?
Sorry?
Did you bring any flour with you on this trip?
No,
wink, wink.
In little bags. No.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I definitely would have got pulled over.
Oh, for sure.
What is that? No, that's definitely flour.
That would only work if you put something in your bag you didn't know about.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Supplies.
Yeah.
Surprise, got you.
Yeah. So that's what we do. So we were could definitely say the pioneer of artisan baking in Cape Town. And the one nice thing about South Africa is that it's there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of competition, and if you're really good at what you do, you stand out.
You get known,
and you can be a pioneer in what you do. Like Alex is a pioneer in what he does. I'm the pioneer in what I do, and then you got the guys following.
Yeah,
which is a great thing. I mean, here I'll just be another bakery,
right?
Or maybe not, but.
One way to find out.
Here the food's a little different, but there's so many communities that you would be the bakery of that community for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but there's just so many fucking consumers here.
That's the thing. Is you just create, and you know what?
You can sell shit. Yeah. And I was like, this was a thought that my grandfather had. He's like, you could sell shit. I go, what are you saying? He's like, you can grab shit, dry it out in the sun, pound it down to dust, put it in a fucking Ziploc bag, and be like, shit for sale. Just the curious people of like, is that really fucking shit? Pay $1 and find out. Let me see that. Shit, man. This is fucking gross. You know, just those people.
Yeah.
I guess that's anywhere, but there's just more of them here.
Exactly.
They'll buy shit.
And then you also hold back the demand or the supply.
Yeah.
Then the demand will be more. Like, that guy's selling shit, but he never has any. So
let me see if I can pull this
You'll
up.
be accused.
This was ridiculous. I just sent this to somebody. This was fucking gross. It's not gross. Obviously, it had to be fake. Like there was no truth to it, but it makes you think. I think it's this one. Let me see. Okay, let me see if this plays. Oh.
Told you that patty is
Okay.
What if I told you that patty is 100% human shit?
No way. That's insane.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Still eating.
I've never ate shit before. This is
It's dog shit though, right? No, it's human shit.
It's dog shit. No.
I can take another bite.
This one too?
Yeah.
shit.
Shit.
Human shit.
Oh, I gotta try this now.
I gotta try this now.
Shit. It's perfect.
Try the new shit burger today.
What if I told you
You see what I mean?
Yeah. You know, actually probably made a lot of money on that.
Oh, I'm sure this thing had to get. Let's see how many views. I mean, it's already at 141,000 likes.
Oh.
You know, but it just goes to show you that like anything you can create,
shit sells.
Shit literally sells.
Maybe I must create more of a shitty show on YouTube.
There you go. By the way, your episode just ended, sponsored by the Shit Burger, the human Shit Burger. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for coming. I thank you for being here. This was fucking great experience.
Yeah. Awesome.
I will definitely see you soon when you come here or when I go out there.
Yeah, well, there's a few bikes waiting for you when you come to South Africa.
I appreciate that.
And our roads aren't as bad as yours.
I'm looking forward to you guys. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.